This weekend, Hudson had the opportunity to volunteer at Eden Village in Wilmington. It is a new community that is coming to our area. It's a tiny home community meant to help with chronic homelessness in our area. Their motto is "Imagine a city where no one sleeps outside," which kind of gives you some insight into why this is the project Hudson chose. It's just a wonderful idea, and they are making it come to life. Anyway, they built a couple of picnic tables. This is part one. They're going to build a gazebo at a later date. And I made this little video because I am so ridiculously proud of what those boys did this weekend.
Sign that says "Imagine a city where no one sleeps outside." Right now in Wilmington, we have quite a few people who are sleeping outside. And so what we want to do is actually make Wilmington a place where no one has to sleep outside. And so we're going to be a tiny home village. The founders here are Tom and Kim Dalton. Tom is a doctor, Kim is a nurse. So they work in the medical field and they see the impact that homelessness has on our hospital here. They are also missionaries. They did some work over in Africa, and they went and visited one of the poorest places there is there in that place that they were at, Nairobi. And Tom was just heartbroken. He went home that evening, couldn't sleep. And he began to talk to the missionary that they were over there with, who has an orphanage. And he said, "You have to do something about this." And they encouraged them to do something in their local city here in Wilmington. Came home and they started thinking about what they could do, and they started thinking about tiny homes for the homeless. And they looked around and they found a place called Eden Village in Springfield, Missouri, which is also their hometown. So they contacted the person there that was over in Springfield's Eden Village, and said, "Well, we have a contact there in Wilmington. The founder here, his brother lives in Wilmington." And so they got together, and fast forward a little bit, Eden Village is now a real thing that's happening here. And we are trying to take a targeted approach so that we can eliminate homelessness here in Wilmington. And we are so glad that you guys decided to come out. I want to take you and show you our tiny house here. When you think of tiny house, you think little bitty tiny house, right? But we want to take you inside, show you. We wouldn't want our friends who are currently homeless to live in a house that we wouldn't want to live in ourselves. So we want them to have a dignified living, and we felt that these tiny homes that we have here will allow them to have that, okay? So let's go inside, let's check out the house. I know you guys are anxious to get to work, so I won't keep it long, okay? Imagine you're living in the streets or you're living in the woods somewhere right now. This is what they'll be coming into, right? So we need volunteers like you guys to come in and to help us partner with us. We don't see you as just volunteers. You guys are our partners here. We'll have home teams is what we call them. Each person that's going to be coming into a home like this, like I said, they're living in this place or that place right now, and they're coming into this type of living, right? We have home teams, which is a group of 4 to 5 individuals that will come right alongside that person and just do life with them. You know, teach them how to shop, teach them how to, you know, cook a meal if they don't have that skill. But we want our public to come in and partner with us and help us to help them to come into this situation. Any questions you guys have? On that bed, there's a map. Can you go right now? This is that street that's out there. So we're gonna have 32 of them. Like I said, you see we have the front porch, right? Mm-hmm. You notice how all of the front porches are doing what?
Facing.
They're facing each other, right? Mm-hmm. So we're gonna have them courtyard style. You know why we're doing that? We want them to have a sense of community. All right? They can sit on the front porch and drink a cup of coffee and say, "Hey, Mr. Shawn, how you doing?" as I walk by.
or they can speak to their neighbors. You know, a lot of the homeless folks that are out there right now, they don't have families like you and I have, right? And I have a big family, and we can't replace family, but we can give them a sense of community. Can give them a community so they can, you know, have their own friends. We don't have back porches, because then everybody would hang on their back porch and nobody would know anybody. That's what we do in some of our neighborhoods now, right? We hang on the back deck and I don't even know who my neighbor is. But we don't want that. We want them to have a community here, all right? And once they come, we want you guys to come back. We want you guys to work alongside them. Some people don't know that they're just regular people, like you, like me, right? They just have some unfortunate circumstances, and they are where they are now, all right? So we need you guys. We thank you all for coming out, donating your time. And anytime you need to donate some time, we're here. We got plenty of stuff for you to do. All right? If you want to come hang out in the tiny house, let me know. All right? It's cool. It's all good. All right? Any questions y'all have for me?